Welcome back to another episode of the Mike Murphy Show with your host, comedian Mike Murphy, my man, 100 grand.
John Grimes.
Yo, before we go on, because I always forget to do this, like, subscribe, comment. Do us a favor, please. The followers is getting up, but I'm going to read what one of the followers said about, so we posted the episode with Henry Coleman, and he said some disparaging remarks about Patrice O'Neal.
He said some very what do you call it? In what people found enraging, according to the comments, enraging comments about two of the big comic guns in general, because it was kind of a package deal with Dave. It was Dave caught a stray.
Dave caught a stray, like basically said the same thing with him, but I'm giving him a pass.
But I think I want to address that when you get done with this, because not that in particular, but the premise behind it.
All right.
That's something interesting.
So one of the comments said 185 subscribers. Comments like this is why we need y'all to subscribe, so they can't say this. 185 subscribers, lame ass motherfuckers. So I said, how you mad at us for an opinion of a guest? He said, get better guests and maybe try to be funny too. I was like, I hope you're having seem upset. I hope your day gets better. He was like, damn, still not funny. Like, I'm not trying to be funny, bro. Like, I'm just like, you mad at the wrong person. He was like, I'm not mad, just let down. I saw Tyrone Biggums talking about Henry Coleman, mentioning Patrice O'Neal, and assumed it would be comedy. So I'm just like, yeah, I mean, I don't like to silence no one. That's their opinion, you know what I mean? Like, what you want me to do?
Well, but he picked the wrong guy, because Patrice has a cult-like following, like almost like he's a philosopher. You know,
he got Patrice on the wall, by the way.
Yeah,
so.
he has a philosopher-like following. So it's like saying like Plato is trash or Socrates is trash. Because to me, I feel like he is a philosopher. They just happen to be a comedian.
That's my favorite style of comedy, is the people to make you think and be like, oh shit, that is a.
And I don't think we should. And I mean, for the record, Henry didn't have a lot of time, so he had to kind of leave early, so we didn't get a chance to like overextend our conversation with that. So I don't want to overextend it now. But I just got two thoughts about Patrice. One is, I think for he came from Boston.
Yeah,
he ain't responsible for what city you come up out of. If Henry Coleman was born in Boston, his comedy might be a little different right now too, right? So that's just how it goes. But in the sense of what the stories I've heard from other comics, that Patrice would go to the hood all the time, just like, oh, let me do this room real quick, drop in here, and they'd be like, this thing killed in the hood, and then just go back on the other side, all right, I'm gonna go get some more money. Then like, he went wherever he could go. If you're funny, you're gonna be funny anywhere. So I think that was the first thing that I was like, oh, I don't agree with that at all. But the second thing, the idea of getting put on by the white people versus black following, I thought that's interesting. Like in terms of like, as a comic, do you really control who says, we'll pay for your tickets, we'll sell you out, like we'll sell your club out, we like your humor? So
here is my take on that, right? I listened to what he said, and initially it was just shocked. Like, I didn't expect him to say that. Like, even if he was just like, oh, I like Bernie over, you know what I mean? I'd have been like, cool. But then when I started like listening to comments on Instagram, comments on YouTube, and I started thinking about what he was saying, here is why I wholeheartedly disagree with what he's saying. Is because if he pandered to white people,
right,
that would be a good take. Like, you know what I mean? Because we know there's comedians who pander to white people.
Absolutely.
And they're like, he was not that at all. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
he couldn't stay. He walked so many white people from the shows. Like, they just was like, got up. It was like, oh, they're leaving, she's leaving. Like, he would mockingly not care who didn't like his comedy. And I think that was, like, look at him going on the Today Show or Tonight. Like, those shits, they would cut his segments short because the white people were already like, what's wrong with him? Like, there's a 2-minute visit on, like, Colbert or Seth or something like that. They just was like, I'm already off? Like, they kicked him off in 2 minutes.
Because of that video, the way YouTube works is they recommend videos that they think if people like this video, they'll recommend our video at the end of that. Yeah. So a few of the videos that once people got done watching, they were recommending our video next. So I clicked on one of them to see, like, is this relevant to what we're talking about? It was about Patrice O'Neal. He went on a talk show, and it was a white woman playing a clip when he was like, men don't like women because y'all want to intrude on our date. Like, y'all just talk about unnecessary shit. And she was like, she was doing it to like, ha, what do you guys say about this? He's like, yeah, we don't like y'all. You know what I mean? Like, y'all do this. He's like, you never see, you know, the joke was, you never seen 4 guys hanging out like, yo, make this
Makes
night
it
better. We should call our girls over, right? Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Classic.
So
joke.
she was trying to play that to like embarrass him, and he just flipped it on her and like shut her the fuck up. But he made her wildly uncomfortable white woman. And the other part of that is, again, he's not pandering to white people to get on. And I can name, I won't, but I can name comedians who do that, and I don't respect them for that reason.
And like to bunch Dave in with that too, I remember Dave saying at the Def Jam anniversary show that he got rejected 4 times on Def Jam. Like they saw his set and was like, no, he's not like
what's his name? He's a legend in the game. Fuck. God damn it. He do all the
Tony Woods?
No. People gonna be screaming this shit because I know this motherfucker. He came to the Comedy Store one day and I asked Nichelle, like, I seen he was coming. I was like, yo, I'm working on some material. Can I get up thinking he would see me or whatever and be like, oh, this dude.
Bob Sumner?
Bob Sumner.
Yeah.
So Bob Sumner, he was like, yeah, Bob Sumner rejected me when he was doing the back and forth with DL. He was like, Bob Sumner rejected me like 3 times.
So if you think about that, right, and you go, all right, if these people who got the eye for what they want to put in front of the black market are like, we don't want that kind of comedy in front of our black market because we don't think it's going to hit. Is that him being rejected by the black community, or is that the people higher up saying they probably won't like your style of comedy? And I personally am attached to that conversation because I think that a lot of people think that my comedy or my approach is not geared towards black people. And I'd be like, what are you basing it off? Are you basing it off the person you think they are off stage? Or are you basing it off like the person you just saw tell jokes?
I'm going to answer that before I get too far off of that.
Yeah.
But my other point of him saying he didn't have to prey on niggerdom, he used white people. The only way Ryan Davis told Corey Holcomb this, anybody who's halfway intelligent understands that you could not have a certain level of success without having a white fan base as well. Mm-hmm. You don't have to have just a white fan base, but you could never, because black people don't have as much disposable income to go, you know what I mean? And they can only pay but so much for a ticket. So you see a white dude who got 200,000 followers, he's selling $60, $70 tickets, and they're paying. White people just, we'll pay, we want to go out, you know what I'm saying? And there's way more white people in America, so you only need a smaller percentage of the population to support you to do as well as what the blacks would need. You know what I mean? Like, if we're 13% of the country and it's a bunch of black comedians, you think that nigga just keep going paying 2-item minimum parking, babysitting, all that every week to see a different nigga comic? You know what I mean? You need white people to help you.
Going to a comedy show as a black person is an event. It's an event.
White people just do it.
Dressed up. You get like, it's actually something
outfit.
You plan for.
Yeah, white people are like, oh,
it's Thursday. You want to go catch a show? Like, that's just what they go do. They go catch a show. Oh, Bill Burr's in town. We should try to get some tickets for it sold out. And it's like, that's the most planning they'll do is his tickets might sell out. Let's get those before they sell out.
Yeah, but they might be walking past the Improv and be like, oh, shit.
Exactly. And they'll dress like us to the show.
They'll wear this
and
to the show.
And black people got the outfit.
We going to go get a fit. You know what I'm saying? So, but I was saying, but go back to what you were saying about your comedy.
The audience, right? You think that, you make jokes for an audience. I don't think that's the case versus like they think your jokes fit a certain audience. When it comes to like the higher up decision making. Like when I write a joke, I don't think to myself, close my eyes, go, are black people gonna love this? Are white people gonna love this? Oh, it's so. I literally think this is just funny to me, and I'm gonna say it in English so anybody should be able to laugh at it. That's how I view jokes. But I can tell that there are some people I get off stage sometimes say stuff like, "Why white people love that joke?" Or black people love that. And I'm like,
so I'll tell you why. Like back to the Dave Chappelle shit, and then you too. Yeah. So Dave came up in that Def Jam era to Morton. That was probably the height of dick and pussy jokes. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like you had to be, when Morton was like, hey, somebody put something in his mouth, my zipper's stuck. Like that raunchy, like that's what nigga comedy, like if you wasn't seeing black comedy, that's what you get. Someone like, and Chris Rock, he was way more raunchier back then than he is now. But if he did the like spoke like Dave and had a cultured upbringing where he spent some time in DC, some time in Ohio, niggas probably wasn't fucking with that until he told jokes that was appealing to niggas. So when Bob and them see him, they're like, oh, niggas ain't gonna like this.
Right.
And then when he made a Chappelle show, he did shit that was funny to everyone, but especially niggas. And so if he doesn't do the Chappelle show, I don't think he's the Dave he is now.
Oh, it can't be.
I don't think, you know what I mean?
It can't be. But see, this is kind of like, to me, I think that was his method of reverse engineering his popularity. He's like, I think ultimately you should be accepted by your own people, and when they on you big, the other races go, well, you guys really like that guy. Can we check him out too? And then that's how you move over to mass media, right?
Like Kevin.
Exactly. Like Kevin Hart was black famous. Then white people were like, well, you guys, what's up with you and this soul playing guy? You guys like him that much? Let me go check him out. And then it was just boom, 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 boom.
And because all his jokes were about his family,
Exactly.
And that ghetto at my dad, you gonna get some long dick, all that shit. White people were like, oh my God, I can't. But it was family. Everyone,
Absolutely.
White people would have an uncle or a dad, someone drunk, drinking Michelob's or whatever.
Yeah.
You're just replacing the product and putting a white face in front
Absolutely.
of trailer park trash. And then they're like, Uncle Bill's like that.
Absolutely.
And so they got it.
And Cat was black. Cat was heavy black. And then like a movie or something got a role that got a little more popular. And those two specials back to back just like set the streets on fire.
Was Friday After Next.
Friday After Next.
The one
and then he
that
came back with Pimp and Pimp and the Pimp Chronicles. Then it was like, oh shit, this dude. They saw the guy from that movie is funny. Oh my God, that guy from his stand-up is also great. Like, there was something that happened that moved you from one, like, call it a wave or level to a higher level of popularity.
Yeah.
And without that, there's no way. I don't know any comics, though, if you want to look at it like this, though, who were accepted by the whites originally and then moved over to the black media.
No, fuck no.
It just doesn't happen that way. Dave Chappelle wasn't just doing white shows and then got the Chappelle show.
I mean, he has a set on Def Comedy Jam that is super, like, if you go on there and find it, it has millions and millions of, like, he killed it, you know what I mean?
Like,
but it just wasn't.
Yeah, it's just like they without that time, whatever jokes he had previously, or maybe that set didn't think would overgo. But by the time they put him on Def Jam, it was already apparent in Hollywood or like in the comedy streets, like, oh, this dude's coming one way or the other.
Oh yeah,
facts.
facts.
And so they was like, okay, well, they put him on Def Jam because he like it ain't the first few seasons, even though he was already started by then. He waited like some years to get back on